Question: did our understanding of the universe come from this or this? Well, we'll find out in a moment. Thank you for tuning in to Truth TV News. I'm Vincent Rose, your host, and I wanted to talk to you about the Flat Earth System versus the Solar System. Well, really, I want to talk to you about the biblical system versus the solar system. Did the solar system come from the Bible? And this is one of the biggest questions that we want to find out today. Is there evidence in the Bible that we do live in a solar system with the sun in the center of the universe and also the earth being the third place from the sun? According to the early writers, it did not. The person who first founded that belief was Nicholas Copernicus. Copernicus came up with an idea based on what he supposedly observed. He said that based on mathematical principles, because he was a mathematician, he said he had postulated or believes that the earth is the third planet from the sun and that the sun is in the center of the universe. However, if we go back to Scripture tells us that we are in the center of the universe and that the earth was founded even before the sun was founded. In Scripture tells us that the sun was founded on the fourth day of creation, when the earth was founded on the first day of creation. So why would God create an earth and then later on put an earth in orbit around the sun and make the sun the center of the universe? No, it seems more likely that God has placed us here in this earth realm to be his special creation, and we are at the center of the universe. However, I'm going to tell you where this ideal came from. Today, we have a whole school system that is based upon this model, the solar system. But did you know that the solar system came from the ancient Egyptians, whose occult practices and magic principles were based on the sun god Ra? Ra was the sun god who was at the center of the universe, and he was surrounded by 8 other gods. Those 8 other gods were given names and attributes. Today, we know them as Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, Venus, Uranus, Saturn, Neptune, and Pluto. But according to the tradition of the Egyptians, Ra was the all-seeing, all-knowing Egyptian god who was to be worshipped. He was the creator of man, and that he was the one who put in man the breath of life. Nicholas Copernicus practiced witchcraft because he was delving into the Hermetical magic. Hermetic magic is based upon the ancient doctrines of the demon Hermes. Here, what I'd like to do is point out the doctrines of the great Hermes. And the great Hermes was one who Nicholas Copernicus took his founding documents from, and his founding thoughts from. And notice that this person, Ra, is being worshipped in place of the Lord of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jehovah is our God's name, but Ra is the god of the occult and the underworld. Notice what they say. Praise to this Ra, God of ancient. They call him the one who fashioned the men, the one who made gods and began creation. And he also created all things, even the heavens. Notice down here that it says, who let Ra come to make them glad, as the Prince of Eternity. That Ra is the Lord of eternity and the Lord of life, who fills the lungs with air and who gives breath to every nostril. Now, notice that this sounds very similar to Christian teaching when it talks about, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And the Lord is the one who reached down and found man, or formed man, and then also breathed into man the breath of life. But in the doctrines of Hermes, we can also find this same worship of the god Ra, who is the sun god. Our God is the God Jehovah, and he is the Lord of life. Jesus made this statement of others who came before him. He said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man comes to the Father except through me. He says, I am the sheep gate. I am the gate to the sheep. And if anyone comes through the gate, he shall go in and out and find green pastures. But anyone who comes in besides using the gate, is a thief and a robber. He said, all who came before me are thieves and robbers, is what Jesus said, because he says, I am the good shepherd, and the good shepherd laid down his life for his sheep. It was the secret knowledge and hermeneutical practices of magic that inspired Nicholas Copernicus to theorize that the earth was not the center of the universe. According to Copernicus, the sun is at the center of the universe. Only Copernicus did not come up with this belief based on mathematics and careful rationalism and scientific observation, as we have been told. His beliefs were based upon occultic beliefs that were centered in an ancient paganistic belief system. The question remains today, are you going to believe God or are you going to believe man? God told us in his word, let God be true and every man a liar. Well, like, subscribe, or don't. But remember, until next time, that Jesus is the light of the world, and the truth shall set you free.